Did you just find out you're pregnant? Congratulations. One of the best things about Pilates is that you can continue Pilates throughout this whole journey. It helps strengthen your pelvic floor, keeps your core engaged, helps with your spine, your pelvis, all of the things that take a little bit of a toll during pregnancy. It helps to strengthen. Another important thing that we ask is that you do consult with your doctor. Make sure that you do get prior approval before coming into class, just to make sure that everything is really safe for you to continue with your practice. One of the things that we recommend are using modifications, and we're gonna go through these modifications next. We have Francesca, and she's laying on her wedge on top of the reformer, and she's set up for footwork. So the wedge keeps an elevation of your heart above your baby. And we always want to keep that heart above the baby to keep everybody safe and to keep that blood flowing. We are making sure we're using the wedge after that 16-week mark. It makes a connection to your low back, to your belly, to your core. So it creates less space for you to imprint down. I'm gonna have Francesca imprint her spine down, make that connection. She just brought her pelvis back, wrapped her core around the baby, and then connected everything to her low spine and then to the wedge, and ultimately creating a very safe space for her to move and do different movements. Let's talk about bridging during pregnancy. Still safe and still really healthy for you to keep your lower body and that back body nice and strong and healthy throughout your pregnancy and after. One of the key things here, though, is to bring your feet down from the foot bar and to that gray sticky platform. We want your ankles, because you're on the wedge, we don't ever want your neck to get all crunched. So if we kept your feet up on the foot bar, it would create tension or that crunchy feeling in the cervical spine. So we're just gonna go into a hinge bridge. We're gonna take a deep breath and lift up on that exhale. Beautiful. Tilt that pelvis up to keep the arch out of your back, engaging there. Then we're gonna take that exhale, lower down. Two modifications to keep in mind during leg extension is one, keep a slight bend in your knee. Two, your angle is more up towards the ceiling than it is towards the foot bar. I'm gonna have Francesca bring her legs to tabletop, and we're gonna start with a single leg extension. And I'm gonna have her reach her foot up towards where the ceiling meets the wall, and then have her bring it back in, and then switch to the other side. And then here, which if you can't see, I'm gonna have you keep alternating, is that there's a slight bend in her knee the whole time. Okay, so she's never gonna fully lengthen that leg, and her angle is much higher, so we don't feel any pulling sensation in our lower core. And the other option is also keeping those knees tucked in a little bit versus out over those hips. Always wanting to limit your rotation when you're doing exercises that call for any twisting or turning. So I want you to take a look where we're gonna have Francesca keep her hips square, and she's gonna just turn slightly in the waist, come back to center, turn slightly towards me in the waist, back to center. Another option you can take is just completely eliminating the rotation at all. Everyone's favorite exercise, planking, is still accessible to you while being pregnant. So I want to take a look something I want you to see is that we don't want a big arch in your back. You want to always be sure that you scoop that belly up, pull up through heart center, and making sure that we have that nice flat back. We also recommend sticking with a bear plank. A bear plank is where you tuck those toes, hover those knees, pressing those elbows into the box. This right here is supported and safe for you and baby. There are times in different classes that call for lying on your stomach. If you're pregnant after that 16-weekish mark, even sometimes before, we recommend you eliminate lying on your tummy at all. But the best part is you can do those exercises while seated upright, facing the direction that that exercise calls for. So any sort of pulling straps, you would take your loops and you would basically be doing chest expansion and then resisting forward while everyone else is lying on their stomach. You're seated on the box and you and baby are safe. By continuing to practice Pilates, it will support your labor, your recovery, your overall well-being for you and your baby.